Good morning, sweet people. So I just reached where I do my hair lessons, but today I want to address some questions people like asking others, and I think I call them useless questions because once you're not going to help someone, I don't know, and there are things that are beyond help that you cannot address. Things like asking someone, why don't you pray? And you who doesn't stay with the person, how do you know that they don't pray? Why don't you get married? This is Africa, and a woman is just supposed to wait for the man to come and ask them out. And even if he asks them out, the woman has to wait for him when he's ready to ask for her hand in marriage, because Africa has a tendency where men want to keep women or ladies or girls in relationship for a long time, relationships that are so undefined, and where most of them even end up disappointing them. The ones that are successful are like 1%, because Africans are still working on their faithfulness. And things like, why aren't you giving birth? I mean, this person might be struggling looking for a child, and the child is just not coming. Why don't you work? There's nothing that has a name that doesn't exist. If they talk about unemployment, it means it's there. Someone might be struggling to apply for very many jobs here and there, investing money, going for interviews, and things are just not happening. So things like that. Why don't you have savings? Why don't you what? I know that there are people who just have issues with savings. Of course, saving is a discipline where someone decides to get, and if you cannot decide to get it, if you cannot sacrifice, you cannot save. But such personal questions, please let's leave them for purposes of peace and for character building. If you can help someone, maybe give them a job if you have it, and they are not working, just give them the job. Maybe if they tell you they have something else that is helping them earn something for a living, that is when you can say something. That's when you can maybe, but you have no you have no audacity. Like, I want to tell you that you're not, or let me tell you to myself, I'm not in the best position to judge anyone, to execute judgment against anybody. For example, I'm a person with albinism, and someone of recent, and most of the times I don't like being near some people. Why? Because they ask me questions I feel are useless, and I don't have answers for them. In Africa, people put a very strong wall between blacks and persons with albinism. There are even myths that are surrounding our color. So even when someone talks about marriage between a black and a person with albinism, it is seen as a misfortune. It's seen as a misfortune. It's a problem. It's bringing curses in the family. It is all that. We are really accepted by very few people, even in the employment market. So I just decide to surround myself with the people I call useful, the ones that are not going to judge me, because I know myself better, and I want to forgive myself, and I want to love myself, because I know that I apply for very many jobs, and most of them fail. When I get to interview and someone looks at you and even judges that you cannot even answer their questions of the interview, because they look at you as stupid, as someone without brains and all that. So I want to advise you, woman. Some people like asking others. One more question before we close this. Why are you a single mother? You know, there is no woman who goes to a relationship and wants it to end tomorrow. No one decides to get married to a man when they want to divorce. So just be kind to yourself and be kind to others. God bless you. Thank you so much.